working for you. Fox 2 News at 6 starts now.
Hello and welcome to the HG Show. We begin with a developing story out of Southfield where a man was fatally stabbed at a BP gas station.
Yeah, police say the man was stabbed in the chest on Saturday night. Fox 2's Camila Mary is now joining us live. Camila, what is this all about?
Yeah, well, the call came in around 9:30 last night, and we're actually on the border. This is Southfield, and right across the street is Detroit, 8 Mile and Lasser, like you said. Take a look at some video. I want you to kind of see the lay of the land. It's a very busy intersection, not just with cars, but also with a lot of foot traffic. So what we're finding out is that he may actually have been stabbed in the area and then walked over to the gas station. We know that this is where police responded. Again, about 9:30 last night. Unfortunately, this man did not survive. He did pass away. But what's interesting is that police are saying, Southfield police responding to this, they're saying that there's no threat to the public. They say that the suspect is known to the victim, but they're saying, but it doesn't appear that the suspect has been arrested. So an ongoing investigation, but again, unfortunately, this man is no longer with us, but we don't know what led up to this. Was there some kind of altercation? Why this happened? Police still trying to figure that out. And then also, too, as far as we know, police say this is an ongoing active investigation. So they say that they do not have a suspect in custody. Of course, if you were in this area, 8 Mile and Lasser, around 9:30 last night, like I said, a really busy area. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP, or, of course, Southfield Police if you saw anything at all. Reporting live in Southfield, Camila Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, Camila, in that video we saw there are cameras there, but you're saying that this may not have occurred at the gas station. Do they have any idea where this all started?
I mean, we are hearing that it may have happened across the street. Like I said, there's so many businesses along the way. Something may have happened across the street. He may have walked over to the BP to ask for help. But again, it's still so fluid and it's still early on in the investigation. But like I said, there's a lot of people out here. I know it's getting warmer out here, but there's a lot of foot traffic. This gas station is really busy. A lot of people in and out. So hopefully somebody saw something and hopefully somebody knows who did this. Police say that the suspect is known to the victim, so hopefully they'll be able to get to the bottom of this and arrest the person responsible.
Yeah,
Dave,
hopefully
Hillary,
this person will turn themselves in, or somebody knows where they are. They will give a call to police or Crime Stoppers to remain anonymous. Thank you, Camille.
Of course.
Developing tonight, a shooting outside a downtown Ferndale nightclub leaves a man with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the victim was shot in the groin area outside the Orchid Theater on 9 Mile overnight. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition at last check. Investigators say the suspect took off in a car, but they don't know what kind of car right now. Police don't believe the two knew each other. Anyone with information, please reach out to Ferndale Police.
And a man is killed after being struck in a hit and run over on the city's east side. This happened around 10:30 last night on Woodward and 7 Mile. No arrests have been made in this case. The driver and the vehicle are still unknown. Anyone with information here should call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers. 1-800-SPEAK-UP. You will always remain anonymous.
Southfield police were called to a Shell gas station at 11 Mile and Lasser because of reports of a stolen vehicle. We don't have a lot of details right now, but the investigation, of course, is ongoing. It's unclear how many suspects were arrested here.
New at 6, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is calling for tougher federal aviation administration regulations following the fatal Hudson River helicopter crash. A family visiting from Spain died along with their pilot in the crash earlier this week. The helicopter was on its 8th flight of the day and had its last inspection on March 1st. The cause of the crash remains under investigation, but Schumer says he wants the FAA to revoke the license for New York helicopter tours and increase ramp inspections.
A ramp inspection is a surprise inspection. They show up unannounced and check if things are on the level and the helicopters are doing the right thing.
Schumer also says the license the company had was not sufficient and they should be required to have a more restrictive documentation.
Well, in Money Works, American shoppers are feeling the tariff effect, with many noticing a new tariff surcharge on their receipts. President Donald Trump called for a pause, but the surcharges are still already having an effect on companies and customers. The White House says the surcharges are necessary to balance out the country's long-standing trade imbalance with the other nations that we do business with.
And meanwhile, the Trump administration announced some electronic imports would not have to face reciprocal tariffs, keeping prices low for laptops and phones.
But today, a top White House official said the move would only be temporary, with a separate tariff coming soon. Fox's CB Cotton has that story.
The Trump administration is granting exemptions from high tariffs on products including phones, computers, and other electronics, which are largely imported from China. But on Sunday, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that exclusion would be temporary, and a, quote, special type of tariff on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals is set to come in about a month or two.
So this is not like a permanent sort of exemption. These are things that are national security that we need to be made in America.
But critics of that potential new tariff believe this would not bring a rise in manufacturing to the U.S.
What it would mean is the production would move to other parts of Asia. It still isn't going to come here unless you're financing those factories here.
The U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency first published the exemption on Friday with no explanation for the notice. It would benefit tech firms, including Apple and Dell Technologies, who largely rely on the imported products. This all comes as major whiplash in the U.S. and China's trade policy has triggered wild swings in the stock market. Beijing placed a 125% tariff on U.S. imports on Friday in retaliation after President Donald Trump announced a 145% tariff on Chinese goods. When asked for his reasoning over the exemptions, Trump said he'll explain more soon.
We'll be very specific on Monday. We're taking in a lot of money. As a country, we're taking in a lot of money.
China is calling the exemption a, quote, small step, saying it's evaluating the impact of it. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
New at 6 tonight, Netflix is testing out a new artificial intelligence search feature. The company says the goal is to help viewers fine-tune their viewing selections. According to a report by Bloomberg, when using the tool, viewers can search for terms besides the show's title, an actor's name, or a specific genre. For mobile viewing, Android devices may get this feature before Apple does.
Well, let's talk a little weather. While some southern states are facing pretty hot temperatures, the Northeast is getting a little bit of springtime snow. There you see it there. Sussex County in New Jersey is seeing around 5 inches of snow this weekend. New York, Connecticut, and Massachusetts are also all seeing a few icy flakes.
And here we are in Michigan, right in the middle. Not hot, not cold, just regular.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's all right.
Let's check in with our weather authority meteorologist, Derek Kevra. Hey, Derek.
Guys, right in the middle and normal, considering what we had earlier this week. I think a lot of us will take right in the middle and normal. 50 degrees outside. Enough for the boaters to get out and do a little bit of boating on the Detroit River. 40s is what we dealt with as we kind of woke up through this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we saw high temperatures that were in the low 40s. So today's number in the 50s, and yesterday was mid-50s, upper 50s with a lot of sunshine. Now that was the very nice day. Take a look here. We do have a bit of rain, some moisture showing up here on the map. That is some more moderate rain back out towards the middle portions of Lake Michigan. We have an opportunity to see some showers as we move through the nighttime hours. So we're going to put some rain, some passing showers in our forecast tonight. I don't think we're going to be as wet, though, as models were initially predicting. Here's 11:30 tonight. So these are your showers. So this is what you might be falling asleep to, a little pitter-patter of the rain outside. Shouldn't impact us too much, really, even as we head through Monday now. Models scaling back on those rain chances for Monday. By 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, we may see more sunshine than even cloud cover as those temperatures go up. Now, Monday, interestingly, they go up, only to come crashing down Monday night into Tuesday. And then, yes, for us on Tuesday, we could see some winter weather of our own. Some snowflakes are a distinct possibility as we head through Tuesday afternoon. And that might be the last real gasp of winter there. We'll talk about that with the 7-day forecast. Real warm temperatures down to the south. Some 98s and 99s showing up near Lubbock, Texas. Now for us here in the Midwest, not quite that warm. 55s to maybe 60 degrees for some areas. More locally, we're looking at mid to upper 50s. We will cool off later tonight, but it doesn't get terribly chilly as we drop down more so into the 40s than anything. The winds become a big part of the forecast, though, as we start moving into tomorrow. Take a look at these wind gusts. Yeah, they're upwards of about 30 to 35 miles an hour, so that's maybe the biggest story. Spotty showers out there tonight, 47. We're looking at 67. That's right, 67 degrees out there tomorrow. Sun and clouds with maybe a little bit of a sprinkle. A wintry mix possible on Tuesday. And then we start dealing with more spring-like weather with some sunshine and even thunderstorms by Friday. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Derek. This is a fun story. A local couple is turning an old 1860s farmhouse in Novi into the home of their dreams.
Yeah, it's very cool. They recently purchased the historic brick home known as Fruit Ridge Farm, and now they're uncovering layers of its past, one brick at a time. Fox News' Ingrid Kelly has that story.
So I would always go by this house, ride my bike by this house.
Brittany Smithcourt has always loved historical homes. So as a child growing up in Novi, she always had a passion for this historic farmhouse on West 10 Mile.
So I've always liked it.
Married with 2 boys now, Brittany no longer rides past this historic farmhouse. Instead, she and her husband Graham pull into the driveway and call it home.
It's actually right after Christmas. We signed the papers, so nice Christmas gift.
We walked in and saw the staircase, and we knew it had to be ours.
This farmhouse was built in 1865 and was once known as Fruit Ridge Farm.
This house actually was on about 150 acres, and it was the most profitable orchard in the state of Michigan.
The house has changed ownership over the decades, but the Smithcourts are doing their best to preserve its original character.
We're keeping most rooms as they are with maybe new hardwood floors and some paint.
Despite its age, the good news is that this home has a solid foundation.
We were told it is like a bomb shelter because it is so built so sturdy, and the basement, the foundation, some of the walls are a good 18 inches thick.
The family paid $525,000 for their dream home and continue to live in their current home as restoration work continues.
So this is going to be like the kitchen / mudroom.
This will be a billiards room or a game room.
We got a copy of the original picture of the property right there, and so that's Richmond and that's Hulda, which I thought was really neat.
There was also unique furniture left behind.
And this is one of the pieces of furniture that was left with the home. It is a melodeon from 1872.
I think it's late 1890s, I believe, around that time. But again, using those as pumps, you can still play it, it still works.
And the owners say they're so excited to explore all the historical components of their home, including the fact that this basement was probably a passage on the Underground Railroad.
And so we also got multiple people telling us that the basement was where they would hide runaway slaves, and I thought that that was really cool.
As the family continues renovating their home and a barn on the property, you can follow the progress.
We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, Fruit Ridge Farms 1865. We've been trying to document everything before we started doing any work, and we've been documenting it through the process.
And we can't wait to see the moment they say home sweet home.
It's a project that we are very excited about.
And Novi, Ingrid Kelly, Fox 2 News.
You're okay. We might work out. Nope. That works. The tag says that he's microchipped, yes.
All right, wasn't easy to get that pup there. Newly released body cam video shows Michigan State Police rescuing a runaway puppy on I-75 in Holly Township. He has no idea what he did, on the trouble he caused. That face. Troopers were dispatched after several people tried chasing that dog across the road with speeding traffic shortly after troopers found the 4-year-old Boston Terrier named Potato on the side of the road before returning her to her owner.
Potato. During our editorial meeting, when that story came up, I had to chuckle because of the dog's name, Potato. And you can tell from the image, that's exactly what I honed in on too.
Looked like a ham more than a potato, but either way it works.
No contrition.
Yeah, everybody ended up okay. That's the good part there. Thank you for sharing that video with us, MSP. Appreciate that.
We very much appreciate that. And we appreciate you for being with us. We'll be back here tonight promptly at 10 o'clock. Until then, have an excellent evening.
See ya.